Hi everyone, welcome to Make Moments Matter, a music education podcast, where I share lesson ideas, songs, games, and inspiring things for your elementary music classroom. My name is David Rao, and I am the music teacher who blogs at makemomentsmatter.org. This episode of the podcast is a replay containing the audio version of a Musical Mondays live video. If you're not familiar with Musical Mondays, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I go live on Facebook and Instagram to share about the lessons that I'm using in class with my students. I give a recap of my kindergarten through 5th grade lessons, and then do a deep dive about one grade level and share the books, instruments, songs, and process that I use to teach the lesson to kids. This podcast episode contains all the audio from the Musical Mondays video, but if you'd like to see a replay of the video itself, you can find a link to the archived video on YouTube when you click the link in the notes for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's the show. Hey everyone, my name is David Rao, and I'm the music teacher who blogs at makemomentsmatter.org. You can also find my ideas on Facebook, on Instagram, on Patreon, a variety of places when you search for my name, David Rao, or Make Moments Matter. I'm excited tonight to talk to you a little bit about my kindergarten informants that I call Bring a Grownup to Music class. I'm going to share the resources and the process I use for that, and just sort of go through like how I do Bring a Grownup to Music class and some of the things that you might do if you wanted to try that. First, I'm going to check on Facebook here. Facebook, if you can hear me, leave a comment. I don't know, the streaming software is being weird, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm excited to talk about Bring a Grownup to Music because it's something that I've started doing the last couple of years. It's really like an informance. It's something that you would do where you, instead of a concert, you share with parents in your classroom. And it was very scary to me to do before I did it. And then once I did it, I was like, this is fun. I want to do this every year. So I wanted to share sort of the process for that and how I did that. Now I'm going to share all the resources and things that I use. I'm going to talk about them. And so if you're like, I want that book or I want to find that resource, I've put all these things on the links page on my blog, where you can go to my blog, makemomentsmatter.org, click the video tab and find that, or wherever you're watching or listening to this video, you should be able to just click in the bottom of the resource tab and just go straight there. Okay, one more thing. If you are looking for summer PD, I think ORF Level 1 and maybe also 2 and 3 in Orlando are full, I think. But you still have a chance to take ORF Level 1, 2, or 3 with me in St. Louis. I'm teaching Level 2 in St. Louis. We'd love to have you. And this is the summer where many courses around the summer, around the states are saying, gosh, we hope we have enough people to run this course. So if you're thinking about registering, you should go do it now, because I've heard of many courses around the United States that are like, we may have to cancel if we don't hit our minimum number or whatever. So if you are thinking about it, but you have not made your commitment yet, think about it harder and then like go do, because also early bird rates are about to be over. So you could like save some money if you register now. Anyway, go think about it and sign up if you are considering doing that. Facebook, if you can hear me, can you leave a comment just so I know you can hear me, because Facebook's being wonky. Okay, cool. On Instagram, JuniorMan00 says, do you know about scholarships? I know many things about scholarships. Do you mean specifically for ORF levels? ORF level scholarships, you can get scholarships through AOSA if you're a part of the national organization. You may have already had to have applied for those though. Many courses have their own specific local area scholarships, or if you're looking for a scholarship through like a school district or an area organization, a lot of times you can get things paid for. I had my ORF level 2 paid for through Donors Choose. That was years and years ago. So I know it's possible, but it's hard for me to say like, here's the blanket statement, go to this one place. It's more like find the place that's close to you that makes most sense and find the scholarship that works best for you. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you, Michelle, on Facebook for saying you can hear me. That's good to know. Okay, so let's dive into what I do for Bring a Grownup to Music. So this is in place of a kindergarten performance. Basically, I'm inviting in family members to come to music class one day out of the school year and like experience music with their kid. Now I see I see all my students once a week for an hour. So I do not do multiple weeks because that would be too much stress on me. And also the kids would probably get tired of it. So I plan this towards the end of the year. And basically, I just take things that we've learned all year long, and basically like reformat them, redo them, and we do it with parents. So we try stuff with parents. So you'll see in a second, I'm going to walk through like all the resources and the activities I do. But just know that like only of all these things, only 2 things are new. All the rest are repeats or places where kids can shine and like show off the fun stuff that they know how to do. So it's not like we're like learning a lot of new stuff. And so in a way, it's kind of a performance, but also not, because they're getting to explore it with their parents, which is real fun. So how do I set this up? I talk with parents early in the year saying, hey, this is going to happen. These are the dates. And each kid gets to bring one grown up with them. So whether that's like mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or an uncle or a sister or whatever, it doesn't matter. They get to sign up to bring whoever they want to bring to music class. And I would do more, but there's not enough room in my classroom. And I wanted to have it in the classroom and not like in a pod or in the gym or whatever. Like I want them to experience what it's like in the music room. So you kind of have to limit based on that. So about a month out, I send home an email saying like, hey, remember, here's the date that I sent at the beginning of the year. And I also do a Google form where parents get to sign up. And what do they have to add? They have to put their first and last name, an email to contact them. Or actually they put their first and last name, or the first and last name of the person who's coming to music class. So whoever that is, that person's contact email, the name of the kid who they're coming with. And then if I need to know anything like, do you have any physical restrictions, or is there anything I should know about, or like that you want me to be aware of on the day, like I'm definitely allergic to trombones or whatever, like, I don't know. What if I'm going to share about a trombone that day? Anyway, so it gives them a chance to sort of register and remember. And so then like a week or 2 out, I send another email saying like, hey, if you didn't register, like you need to register before you come, just so I know like how many people to expect and like to see if like, just to know. And so I send that email out, and then I get all those responses. And then like the night before or a day or 2 before, all the emails for the people who registered, I send them a reminder and say like, hey, don't forget on Monday from 12:35 to 1:35, you signed up for Bring a Grown Up to Music, blah, blah, blah. I tell them music class is 12:35 to 1:35. And if you're going to come and bring a grown up to music, you do have to sign in at the front office. You got to use your ID and get your sticker and whatever. So plan a little bit of extra time. So get here like 12:20 or whatever. And I just send that out in an email. What do I tell the kids before bringing a grown up to music? I say, we're going to do all the stuff that we've already done. Maybe we'll do this song. Maybe we'll do this song. Maybe we'll do this book. We recently were playing with non-pitched instruments. Maybe if we would do that, let's find, what could we do? And so we just talk through. And I also prep the students and say like, okay, we are very good at coming in and finding a circle, but parents will not. You're going to have to teach them this song. Let's practice as if you're going to, or like, oh, you're so very good at finding your own space. Parents are not. So let's talk about what's that transition song we do all the time. Could you show it to a parent or whatever? So I'm just like prepping them for like what they're going to do. And I also prep them with things like, hey, so you, 6-year-old, are very good at sitting crisscross applesauce. But let me just tell you, as an adult, adults do not always like to sit crisscross applesauce. I know it's crazy, but we don't. So there might be some people who like, maybe your mom doesn't want to sit on the floor, maybe a grandpa doesn't want to sit on the floor. We're going to have chairs. So if they say like, hey, you can sit on the floor, but I'm going to go sit in the chair, that is okay, right? Isn't that okay? And so like we talk through, about like what might happen when your grown-ups are here. They won't know how to play the wood block. You're going to have to show them or whatever, or they don't know how to go and get materials. We've learned how to do that. They don't know. You're going to have to teach them. But it also preps them for some things like your grown-up may not know how to sing this song, or they may not want to sit on the floor or what, and just give them some things to expect. So I prep the parents by saying like, we're going to get up and down. There's going to be stools. There's going to be whatever. Your kid is expecting this. And then I also prep the kids for like, this is what might happen if grown-ups come or blah, blah, blah. And then on the day of Bring a Grown Up to Music, normally the classes come to my room and I let them in and we like have music class and their teacher picks them up. On Bring a Grown Up to Music Day, I do not do that. I meet them at their classroom. And actually on the way down to their classroom, I stop in the front office and I say, hey, everyone, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for showing up. Just a thought when we get into the music room, you could put down purses, backpacks, whatever around the edge of the room. Just please don't forget them. Please don't leave them here, because I don't need extra baggage in the room. And I also say there are going to be chairs and things. If you don't want to sit on the floor, absolutely take a chair. The kids know, blah, blah, blah. We're not all 6 anymore. Okay, so just feel free to do that if you want. So I prep them, and then I say, I'm going to go get the kids. I'll be right back. We're going to meet you here. So I go down to the kids' classroom. I meet them in the classroom. I remind them it's Bring Grown Up to Music Day. We talk about it. And then I say, we're going to go to the office. We're going to get your parents. And then you're going to get them in line. You got to show them how to do a 4S line, which is our school. Like, it's our rule. So it's like smile, still, silent, straight. Straight line, silent in the hallway, smile in your face, and still, meaning like don't like go crazy. Okay, so I should know this. So I say, like, we're going to show the parents how to do this. So I take the class down by the office. They pick up their parents. We come down to the music room, and we start with the first song we always sing, which is Come and Make a Circle. This is one I learned from Andrew Ellingson years ago. I've put the link on the links page if you want to copy it and use it yourself. It's to the tune of Button You Must Wander. And the song goes, come and make a circle, 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 come and make a circle all around. Take hands together, everyone together. Once we've made a circle, then we'll all sit down. And you have to keep looping the song till everybody's in a circle, and we made it. And the kids have done this since like October. So they know what they're doing. They bring the parents in, they show them, and we make our circle in the room. It is a big circle because it's a bunch of parents and kindergartners, but they're there. Then I say, okay, you remember there was a song that I told you my grandma taught me, and it's a song where we get to sing about a special night of the week. Do you remember what it is? And the kids are like, yes. And I say, okay, tell your parent what it is, or, depends on the day if I want to say, like, tell the parent what's the name of the song, or sometimes we just barrel right into it. But it's a song called Looby Loo, and legitimately my grandma taught me this when I was younger. So it's, here we go, Looby Loo, here we go, Looby Light, here we go, Looby Loo, all on a Saturday night. Now, I taught this about a month ago to the kindergartners. And the actions I taught were your hands behind your back and you lean one way. Here we go, Looby Loo. Here we go, Looby Light. Here we go, Looby Loo, all on a Saturday night. So that's the actions I taught them. For the A section, I say, okay, you know the song, we sang it so well, you need to teach your parents the actions. So then I give them about 20, 30 seconds to turn to their parents, show them, teach them. The parents at this point have like such big smiles on their face because I'm just like throwing them in. I'm not talking to them. I'm only talking to the kids. And I'm saying, I'm saying, okay, you need to show your parents how to do whatever. Because I told the kids last week, I was like, I know how to teach kids. I don't teach parents. I don't teach adults. So I'll tell you, but you're going to have to tell your parents. So okay, so this is like, I really am throwing the parents in, and I do talk to them, but like, I really am talking to the kids and having the kids talk to their parents because I want this to be like kid driven in many ways. So we do go Looby Loo. They learn the actions, and I say, oh my gosh, there's another part of the song. You put your hand in, you take your hand out, you give your hand a shake, 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 and turn yourself about. If you don't know this song, on the links page, I put a link to like the resource I use to teach it. If you want it, it's there. And then I say, okay, not turn yourself around. Kids, tell the parents why. And so like, this was another thing that like when we taught the song, we talked about turnabout and whatever. So we do this, and we do about 5 or 6 different options. I have us do hand, and then I say, okay, this time let's do foot. You put your foot in. It's kind of like the hokey pokey, but different. You take your foot out, and then I say, okay, I'm out of ideas. I did hand, I did foot. What's another thing we could do? Talk to your grown-up. What's something that you could put in the circle? And so kids are prepared for this. Put your elbow in. Great. Okay, because they've done this. Put a shoulder in. Great. Okay, and then put your head in. There's always a kid who's like, what about your booty? And so usually we have to do your bottom or whatever. And that's like, but we've done that in class. Like they expect that. And then usually if a kid doesn't say it, I end with, you put your tongue in. So they can go, you put a tongue in, you take a tongue in. It's always hilarious. It gets them singing more confidently, and it makes the parents laugh. It gets them singing more confidently. So it's like a win-win. So if kids don't say that, I say, tongue, let's do tongue for the last one. And then we finished like that. And so it's back and forth, A, B of that chorus. Here we go, Looby Loo, and then put something in the circle. Then I sing Go Find Your Space. This is another one I learned from Andrew Ellingson. This is my space. This is my place. My space. My place. Nobody but me. And so we sing it twice. The first time they got to find a spot in the room. The second time we have these little simple actions. This is my space. This is my place. My space. My place. Nobody but me. So this is my space. They like wave their hands through the air around them to show all the space around them. This is my place. They point to their feet. My space, my place. On nobody but me, they have to draw a circle around themselves with their fingers. And if they can't draw that circle without touching someone or something, then they should move, scoot. And they do that. And they teach their parents how to do that. And then they have a seat on the ground. That's when we jump into Johnny Worked with One Hammer. This is something I did early on in the school year. It's a fun cumulative poem. You can do it as a song. I do it as a poem instead. But I made it a story about a kid wanting to build a tree house. And so he has to build with one hammer, and then he does two hammers, one in each hand. Then he does three hammers, one in his hand, one in his hand, one in his foot. And then it just keeps adding until you have 5 hammers. It's a silly song. It's a silly poem. The kids really like it, but it's great for showing off steady beat. And so we talk about what's this thing where we're moving our hands with the hammers, and then with our whole body, right? Where we don't speed up and we don't slow down. What's that called? And the kids get to talk and explain to their parents. So we do that. It's fun. It's another silly thing where like it just seems silly, but the parents get to see their kids doing it so well, and they really love it. Another one that I don't have to teach because we already learned it. Kids don't know I'm pulling that one out. It's been several months since we've done it, but we did it so thoroughly when we learned it that I don't have to like reteach. Then we do another poem that we've done more recently. We do Jack Be Nimble. So Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jumped over the candlestick. So we did this up so much. We've done this in the last few weeks. We learned it as a poem. We did it with body percussion. We did rhythm sticks one whole day where we explored and played with rhythm sticks. We did one day with non-pitch percussion where we just focused on scrapers and shakers. And then another week we brought the poem back and just focused on woods and metals. So kids like know this forwards and backwards. They know the whole routine. They know the first part has a steady beat. They know the second part has high and low. They are used to it. We do it a couple times with body percussion so parents kind of get the idea of the groove. And then I say, okay, kids, I need you to come and get an instrument. You need one for you and one for your parent or for your grown-up. See if you can get 2 of the same thing so that they can watch you and use the same. So don't get like 1 wood block and 1 tambourine. Get 2 tambourines or 2 wood blocks or whatever. So your grown-up has something to mimic you. So the kids come up, they grab, they whatever. If parents come along, cool. But they come up and they grab what they want. We go back, we try it with non-pitched instruments. It's hilarious. I make sure the kids are teaching the parents like how to hold, how to use, whatever. And then we trade out non-pitched for, I'm going very fast, but you can imagine like it's going to take a while to do this with kids. They come and put away their non-pitch instruments. I have enough glockenspiels for every kid in the class. I've also done this where we like roll out xylophones or roll out whatever, but I actually have a class set of glockenspiels now that I use a lot with kindergarten. So they are used to it. They are comfortable with them. And each kid gets, it's these glockenspiels from Sonar. And it's the color-coded ones. They're very fun. So we do Jack Be Nimble with this. And the cool thing is it has 2 mallets, 1 on each side. So the kid gets 1 mallet, the parent gets 1 mallet. So we do, the whole Jack Be Nimble spiel again, only now with a pitch instrument. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Jack jumped high. Jack jumped low. Jack jumped over and burned his toe. Ouch! Okay, so we've learned this routine. We actually have never done it with pitched instruments. So it's like a fun transition. But we've done other thing with glockenspiels so they understand like how this works. And we talk about high and low, and the kids have to show their parents where is high on this instrument, where is low, what does that look like. And we do it several times with the glockenspiels, and then kids get to play, they get to do a slide, they get to walk up and they get to walk down. We just do some very simple instrument exploration that they've already done, but that they can easily show to their parents. Okay, they hand in their glockenspiel. We're getting close to almost out of time for this class period, but not quite. they take their Grownup and they make a big long way set, and we do this dance called Chimes of Dunkirk, from the book Chimes of Dunkirk by the New England Dancing Masters. It is a super, super simple song. You walk in, you walk out, you do a right hand turn, which I just say one hand turn because I don't, that's why I didn't say put your right hand in, take your right hand out for loopy-loop. I'm just, one hand is fine. I'm not going to fight the right hand, left hand battle. I'm not going to win in this one class period. So they go in, they go out. They do a one hand turn. They do a clap, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp. They do a two hand turn, clap, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp. And then the top duet goes down to the end of the set and you do it all again. It is so easy. I have not taught this to the kids before. They do not know it. But this is where like their adult can help them figure it out. So we walk through. It's very simple. The thing I love about this, and what makes I think so simple for kindergarten, is that there's a very clear, if you have the Chimes of Dunkirk book that comes with the CD that comes with it, the music is so clear of when there is the clap, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp. And it is so simple and repetitive. My kids learn it in like a second. And with their parents' help, their parents are like, it's the one hand turn, whatever, and they help sort of figure that out. So super fun. That takes about 5 or 6 minutes to learn and do, more like 6 or 7 or 8 to learn and do. And at this point, the parents are like, we have done a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of stuff. We're not done. Parents, we then like spread out, we sit down and I say, I know you're probably tired, but I've got a book. And it's this book called Sing and Dance in Your Polka Dot Pants. And this is by Eric Litwin. You might know that name. He's the person who wrote the very first Pete the Cat books. And he is known for Pete the Cat and a lot of other things. Now, this is a chance for you to relax and sort of recuperate, but the book is called Sing and Dance in Your Polka Dot Pants. So you might be asked to sing and you might be asked to dance. Just prepare yourself. So we go into it. And the cool thing about this is there are some parts in here that are very repetitive. I've done a video about this one before. But the cool thing about this is there's like some call outs for kids to do. So there's always a singing page. Right after the singing page, kids get to go, oh no. And then when the other family members don't do it, the kids get to say, not a chance. So they sing, oh no, mama won't do it either. Would mama sing? Not a chance. Would papa dance? Not a chance. And then another song. So it's another song, another book is very repetitive. By the end, they've sung several times. They've done the oh no's. They've done the call-outs. They like it. But there's also a dance at the back of the book. This book, by the way, if you buy the book, there are free downloads. There's a free song that goes with this. And there's a fun little dance that takes kids to, that it takes seconds for the adults to learn. But I always frame that dance as it's about opposites. So if one hand goes up, the other goes down. If one hand goes out, the other one goes out. If you go to the front, then you have to go to the back. If you go to one side, you have to go to the other. So it's kind of about opposites, which we learn about in younger grades anyway. And then at the end of, that's basically the end of time, we run out of time and I say, we're going to sing our goodbye song. We sing our goodbye song. And then I say, normally at the end of class, I choose one kid to be the musician of the day, but I just don't know how I'm going to choose. And I don't think I have enough awards for everyone. So instead, I'm going to give out one of our special music stickers. Every single person gets one today. So I have this huge roll of these stickers and everybody gets a music sticker. Parents and kids all get music stickers on their way out. And then what's really cool is this just happened to work. Our art teacher has done self-portraits with the kindergartners. It's like my favorite thing that she does every year because number one, they're really good. And number two, they're like they tell you so much about the kid. Our art teacher is amazing, but they're actually out in the hallway. And so I say, I'm going to take you out. You get to see your kid's self-portrait. And that's where we get to say goodbye. And your teacher's going to pick up your kid there. And parents, you get to, meander off and go back home. So in and out, it's an hour. We do like 6 or 7 big things. None of it is too crazy. The 2 things they did not know before class started, my kindergartners, they did not know Chimes of Dunkirk and they did not know Sing and Dance in Your Polka Dot Pants. Both were so simple and easy to learn. All the rest is just review. It's things they've done before but are very successful at. And so it's just a fun moment where like they really shine and they get a show off. And the parents have so much fun. I try and take as many videos as I can and share them on Seesaw for parents who can't make it or other grown-ups who can't make it. Someone on Facebook, Holly, said, do your students get upset if their grown-ups aren't there? Sometimes it depends on the kid. And it depends on like why their grown-up isn't there. But some kids like the week before will be like, yeah, my parent can't come or my grown-up can't come. I'm like, that I understand. You know, we're going to have fun anyway. And so there's like today, I think there were two or three kids who didn't have grown-ups. So they paired off, or like one kid's mom was there and it was another kid's like, it was their best friend and it was her mom was there. So like they sort of like did a little trio instead of a duet. So no, I've never had kids who are like heartbroken sad, but like a little sad. And I've also had teachers who in the past have like anticipated and I've said like, I think so-and-so might be sad their parent is going to show up. And that's when I like call in the building for a ringer and I send an email out and saying like, if somebody has a planned period this hour, would you be willing to come in and spend 20 minutes dancing this special dance with so-and-so? And so like once I had a kid who like, their grown-up wasn't able to make it, and then like the assistant principal came in and danced the dance at the end with them and they felt so special. So are there ways to get around bring a grown-up? Yes, because also I know it's like during the day, not all parents can get away for that, and that's why sometimes they'll be like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it, but grandma's gonna come. Cool. Or like we, you know, it doesn't always work, but it's just worth trying, right? And so like a lot of families like figure out someone who can come or like an older brother, or if they can't, it isn't a huge deal. All kids have fun anyway. I'm trying to make, you know, the kids who don't have a grown up, they pair off together or their pair is in there or whatever. We find a way to make it work. Okay, I hope this gave you some ideas about how you could do bring a grown up to music in your own classroom. If you're interested, if you have questions or you're like, how did you do whatever, please send me an email. Also, next week is my last Musical Mondays of the year. And so I'm going to put a quick little questionnaire on the links page where you can submit questions if you're like, I want to know more about XYZ, or tell me more about this, or I have questions about this resource you shared in the fall, or whatever. You can put it on there in the, on that page, or just leave a comment or whatever, send me an email and I'll figure that out, because next week I'm going to try and answer as many of those as I can. So if you have questions about Bring Grownup, go ask a question. I'll try and cover it more next week. Okay, like I said at the beginning, if you're thinking about ORF levels, you should go and you should sign up now, because some of the early bird deadlines are about to expire, and some courses, if they don't make their numbers by the early bird deadline, sometimes they say like, hey, so sorry, we have to cancel. So go and register now if you're thinking about it or you're hoping to do it. It's so worth your time. There's room at level 2 in St. Louis if you want to come and join us. Actually, there's room in level 1 too, but I don't teach level 1 there. I teach level 2 there, so come and join us. But anyway, I hope I'll see you all at an ORF level this summer. But if not, I hope I'll see you all next week for another Musical Mondays video. Don't forget, go submit your questions or leave them as comments or send me an email or message. I try and answer all of those too. Okay, I'll see you all next week. Bye, everyone.